Hey guys, today we're going to be going over our ABC FTK Genesys deck list. The list is going to be 60 cards and either 99 or 100 points. Alright, to start, we're going to have our 5-point Union Hanger. We're only playing one. I appreciate Konami bringing it to 5 points, but it's still basically just a normal summon and doesn't offer any kind of tech beyond that in this deck. From there, we're going to have our 3 X-Cross Cannon. This is our normal summon of choice. And it's a little bit in the hanger in that it can kind of extend beyond by special summoning itself. Next, our 3 Union Activation and our 1 X-Head Cannon as the target. Next, we have our Ravine package. So our 3 Dragons Ravine and 3 Dragoonity Remus, as well as our 1 Destrudo. This is really just to allow us to extend beyond a normal summon that gets negated. So, for example, if one of our... we summon our X-Cross Cannon, they Veiler, we Ravine for Destrudo, and make AFD. Bring us up into Hanger. That's one of the ways we play around hand traps in this deck. Next, we have our Magnet Warrior engine. This starts off with 1 linear, 3 Magnet Bonding, 3 Duoturion to search the Magnet Bonding, and then 3 Infernal Punisher to search the Duoturion. So in total, we have 10 starters here to 4 engine slots. These engine slots are Epsilon, Sigma Plus, Omega Plus, and then 1 Spriggan's target. Basically, what we want to do with this engine is we either want to form all 3 of our Magnet Warriors, go into an Alumbertion and search X. So this engine serves as a starter for the deck by searching X. Or alternatively, we make 2 Magnet Warriors, we make Merrymaker, we send our Spriggan's brothers, we make Sargus, we search Therian King Regulus, and we summon Regulus, attaching our brothers to it. This way, the engine can either be a starter or a source of a Omni Negate in Therian King Regulus. Next up, with the bulk of our engine, starting off with our Union cards, we have 1B, 3Y, 2Z, 1 Tortune Gear, and then rounding off our Genesys package, we have our Galaxy Journey. If you were going to play a standard ABC Genesys list, your Tortune Gear would be optional, and you'd swap out these 2 Ys for an A and a C. But for the FTK, we need to swap those out for 2 Ys. Our Tortune Gear becomes mandatory, and then we add 3 more engine slots. Those are Primal, 7th Tachyon, and Amazon Archer. And if you've watched the combo videos, you'll know that the combo revolves around basically cycling your Ys as fodder for Amazon Archer to perform the burn required to complete the FTK. Next, we have some demo tech slots, starting off with our necessary Therian King Regulus and Disc Coliseum. These are a big part of what make the deck work. The Therian King Regulus is actually what provides our protection against any interruptions during the course of our FTK. That could be Nibiru, any hand traps, things like that. From there, we have some more just generic kind of going second cards. Some very minor points. There's only 6 points across the entire set. 3 Cosmic Cyclone, 3 Kaijus just to fill. 3 Forbidden Chalice, now that's only 1 point. 3 Swords of Concealing Light, again, which is very cheap. 3 Twin Twister, The deck doesn't mind discards. You're going to draw engine. Oftentimes, that engine is discard fodder in the form of your Union monsters, and then you can revive them with Regulus. And then I recommend sometimes playing 3 Pauper Up as just a consistency piece. This deck doesn't really care about card advantage. The goal is to end the game in 1 turn. So if you unload your hand and fix it with Pauper Up, that's totally fine. Again, these are just a suggested set of tech slots. Feel free to change them as you see fit. Next on to our extra deck, we have 1 ABC, 1 XYZ. These cards, because we're doing an FTK, are really just here to produce the bodies and fodder. ABC is exclusively here to reveal off XYZ, to resolve its effect in graveyard, to banish it. We have our 3 Union Controller. We're looping these for advantage. So you're using Union Controller, so summon the 2nd Union Controller into the 3rd Union Controller. And 1 Entis. This is ultimately what lets us special summon our Archer from hand after we search it off Tachyon. Next, we have a couple XYZ slots necessary to make the combo work. We have our Galaxy Photon, our Starring Knight, our Giant Hand as our Tachyon target, our Shadow Dragon, and our Ancient Fairy Dragon as one of our starter lines to get ourselves into Hanger. And then finally for the extra deck, we have our 3 kind of tech slots, which are our Sargus, Merrymaker, Alimbertian, and Black Rose. These 3 cards are just to make the Magna Engine work. Merrymaker into Sargus is what allows us to turn our Magnet Engine into a Therian whenever we need it. And then Alimbertian is what lets us turn it into an X as our normal summon whenever we need it. And then finally, Black Rose. A lot of times in this deck, you're just going to summon Black Rose, board clear going second, and then go into Therian plus your FTK. So just breaking down the deck once again. The deck plays 23 1-card or pseudo 1-card FTK starters in the form of all of our kind of standard Union starters, our Ravine package, which goes into Ancient Fairy Dragon, which searches Hanger for us as an additional 6 starters, but can alternatively make Black Rose, or search Therian Coliseum to go into Therian. And our 10 Magna starters. So that's in total 23 starters. The general trend among these starters is we have our 7 cards here in the form of the Union cards, which are really primarily our normal summons. We don't want to play too many normal summons in the deck. They can clog, and they're not versatile in the way that our Ravine package and Magnet package are. So the idea is the vast majority of our 1-card FTK starters are also tech slots. So in most games you're going to play with this deck, you're going to draw 2. That's just the way the math works out. And the way that looks is you're summoning a Therian before you commit your normal summon, and then you're summoning either off Hanger or X-Cross Cannon to ultimately FTK underneath the protection of Therian. And then to just kind of finalize our discussion of the ratios, we're looking at, like I said, 23 1-card FTK starters, most of which can also function as tech slots in searching Therian or resolving AFD. We have 17 engine slots. And finally, 20 tech slots. You can play with other these ratios as much as you want. The FTK is exceptionally consistent. We're well over 90% in terms of FTK rate going first. And we're, I think, hovering just shy of 60 or maybe even just above 60 in terms of our 2-card protected FTK. So about 60% of the time you're going to see a Therian with a FTK coming in protected underneath of it. So that's the deck. I will, I guess, do a quick demo hand. All right, here's a little demo hand. This is strong, but we are still dealing with 2 engine slots in hand. They're not going to do anything for us. We have our 1 tech slot. We're going first. Source Next not going to do anything for us. The goal here is just to FTK under protection. I'm just going to demonstrate what this looks like here. I just chose some random cards. So, in a hand like this, what you'll do first is you'll do your Magnet Warrior combo. Getting yourself your 3 Magnet Warriors. You'll add your linear back to hand. Then you'll go ahead and let's go right up into our Merrymaker. Send our brothers to grave before going up into Sargus. Searching out our Therian. Summoning our Therian next to our Sargus. And then we'll go ahead and activate Ravine. So with Ravine, we'll activate it. So for Ravine, we will pitch our linear that we added back to hand. Send off Destrudo. Summon Destrudo by paying half our life points. Again, doesn't matter, we're ending the game here. This is all protected under Therian, so there's no nib coming down. We're going to Synchro up into Ancient Fairy Dragon, pop our Ravine, activate Union Hanger. We're going to search out our standard line here. Add B, and then that's where the combo video takes in, and this is the FTK. So as long as we get to resolve our Ancient Fairy, we can special summon off the Ancient Fairy from hand if we'd like. And now the FTK has started. If we want, we can also normal summon. We still have a normal summon in this combo. This combo actually doesn't require a normal summon. This FTK works fine without it. So that's more versatility. But yeah, I'll leave you to watch the combo video if you want to see kind of how this plays out and becomes a 1-card FTK, or in this case a 2-card protected FTK. And the last thing before we close this video off, I just want to talk about some of the starter selection for this ABC Genesys FTK. So in this deck that I demoed today, we're playing a couple different starters. So we're playing our Magnet engine, we're playing our Ravine engine, we're playing our standard ABC starters in the form of X-Cross and Union Hanger, which is ultimately kind of what all of our combos bridge into, one or the other. And this is going to be a quick breakdown of some of the other options we have available to us, in addition to Magnet and Ravine, to get to our Hanger or our X-Cannon, and what those look like. So just really quickly, we were able to afford, because of the points on Magnet, up a 10-4 ratio under Magnet. Needs a normal summon to actually resolve the FTK, but can also be a special summoned Regulus if we need to be. Ravine, depending on what you pair it with, I mean, most of the time it's going to be you normal summon a body, go to Strudo, and that becomes your combo. So in that sense, it likely needs a normal summon, but there are scenarios where it doesn't, and those are really nice too. Especially when you pair them with Magnet, you get these scenarios where you have a no normal Regulus or no normal FTK. Next, in kind of no particular order, really simply, Summoner Monk exists. You can always, if you wanted to increase your consistency for whatever reason in this deck, beyond where it already is in the 90+%, You could go Summoner Monk into X. I don't recommend it, but you could do it. There's the Regulus, the Fairy Beast engine, which is a 3-starter 2-engine ratio, requires a normal summon, and is effectively just a path to get go AFD into Hanger. Not very exciting at all, and the ratios aren't great. So, committing your normal summon, so we want to avoid here. Next is the Assault mode, kind of like Psy Reflector engine. This is again a normal summon engine. It has a 9-starter to 2-engine ratio, so really strong there. Like one of the best you're going to see for these ABC engines. Of the engines that we have available to us outside of Hanger and X, as one card or at least pseudo 1-card FTK combos, Reflector, Magnet, and Ravine have the best ratios. Next, I'm going to quickly talk about a Fabled Fiendsmith engine with 6 starters, being 3 Engraver, 3 Tracked, and 4 Fabled engine slots. Depending on how you want to build your engine and like what Fabled tuners you choose, you can either make it into a kind of a slightly weaker Ravine package, whereby you're just special summoning this alongside a Fabled Field spell in Kajano, and using it to form an AFD with any of your engine slots, like for example our brothers. That would end up being a combo for a 1-card FTK. But just like in general, a lot of the engines that have the ability to make a field spell alongside an Ancient Fairy Dragon are really strong for the deck, because they allow us to then simply go into our like our Regulus via Colosseum. They can do Black Rose instead, or they can just go Hanger or Ancient Fairy Dragon. So protection, board clears, and FTK. So those are definitely preferred when it comes to the selection of our starters. Next, I'm just going to quickly talk about a Super Heavy Samurai engine. That's literally just these 2 cards. You're going to go when going second. You're going to pitch your motorbike, special summon Scales, summon your motorbike back, and then from there you can go into a Synchro 6, which has a lot of powerful board clear options. Or alternatively, you can go overlay into Gigant to search your X, making this into another 1-card FTK starter with some special summon kind of tech options available to it. So interesting there, but again, only for going second and with a 3-to-1 ratio. Next up, very common starter for ABC has been Foolish Burial Goods into Rainbow Bridge. Really nice in this deck because that Rainbow Bridge can be a Theory Disc Colosseum, or it can be a Hanger. So it gets us both pieces of the puzzle. Unfortunately, it's a 3-2 ratio. But if you got a kind of a complement of engines that like to discard a lot, it becomes closer to a 4-1 ratio because you can just pitch your Rainbow Bridge. And another engine that's currently available to us is a Planet Pathfinder / Allure Queen engine. Planet Pathfinder is actually the worst starter for the engine. But basically, you have 6 Allure Queen starters, 4 Allure Queen engine slots, and all it's doing is it's simply producing, I mean, in the absence of Pathfinder, but any of the other starters, are producing an AFD or Black Rose, a field spell, and doing so without using a normal summon. So the Allure Queen engine can actually just FTK without using a normal summon at all unless you're using Planet Pathfinder. And finally, the last engine I want to talk about today is the BES engine. This is one that isn't out yet. We need Grey Layer to be released in July, but once it drops, we'll have a way to use Boss on Parade and a small BES engine to search out either X-Cross Cannon or Ethereum King of Regulus without using our normal summon. So that'll be another alternative one-card FTK starter. Currently, we're looking at building different variants of this. So there's a huge, as you can imagine, there's a huge variety of different kind of variations of the deck you can put together based on which starters you want to use, or what kind of engines you want, what kind of engine ratios you want to run, how few points you want the engine to consume. The list we saw today, running magnets, is consuming a lot of point space by virtue of the 4 pointed magnet starters we're using, as well as Alimbertian. However, most of the other engines that we have available to us consume no points at all. So there's potentially other variations which improve your tech slots while reducing your starter to engine ratio. In the near future, I'll hopefully come back with a list that really focuses on juggling field spells using our Allure Queen engine combined with maybe Cosmo Queen, which can also search a field spell, and maybe even some Kaijus. So look out for that. If you have any questions, please drop them below in the comments. We'll see you next time.